What is happening, guys? Just following on from my previous video earlier on today, we're looking at what does a hyperlocal property expert mean? What do they need to know? What do they do? So if you look at what affects property prices other than supply and demand, right? So supply and demand will always be a factor of what property prices do, but demand almost is where you want to look at for anything else when you be hyper local. So if you're looking at schools, transport, education, the economy, what's actually happening in the area, right? So if you know that there's some new bigger development coming through, you know there's new transport links coming through, you know exactly what the local schools are doing, if their Ofsted ratings, everything else that's part of it. A local market expert, a hyper-local market expert will be around a postcode sector, so smaller segment. So rather than, again, I'm sitting in Bromley, a BR1, it'll be a BR11. So a smaller segment that you can then grow out of because every different market moves in a different way. And that also comes down to your hyper-local market expert when it comes to your local authority for landlords. I had a conversation last week, and there's actually a training session I did behind me just around what your landlords need to know through their local, your local authority. So is there different licensing schemes? Is there different regulations when it comes to HMOs? Are there different parts of regulation that you need to know where that the local authority actually implement that's different from the norm? So if you look at, again, there's 176 different pieces of legislation plus that landlords need to know. What do you know? So a hyper-local property expert isn't just around property. It's around everything that affects it. You need to know what's happening in your local areas so you can advise, educate, and give value to others. Hope that helps, guys. Cheers.